guys, Thomas the Solar Genie here, aka Mustached, here to review the movie Luck. If you end up enjoying this review, then please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Also make sure to check out those links in the description. One will head you over to my petition to help other smaller YouTubers. Second and third will head you over to my Patreon/PayPal, which you can help support me directly and my channel. And fourth, to my Discord server, where you can join other YouTubers and talk and collab and do all that fun stuff. And chilling will be reminded at the end of the review. So with all that out of the way, let's get into the movie of Luck. Now, I had not seen any trailers for this movie. In fact, I kind of just wandered upon it out of the blue, more or less. So I didn't really have any expectations going into the movie, but as always, I'm here to look at it as objectively as possible. So the movie starts with a young woman named Sam, who is one who has currently bad luck. She starts off doing some sort of music video. She's a pretty decent singer from what the opening entails. However, she lives in an orphanage, and she is of the age of 18, which is the maximum age you can be withheld in a orphanage. So she was given a place of her own and told to essentially, to get a job, to do all this other stuff, to, essentially be on your own. So a pretty shitty situation. And I can imagine that, that this is a rare circumstance, but I've heard of tales of how bad orphanages can be, so I wouldn't say it's an impossible, ask of this movie. But the movie progresses to show us that this young woman's life is filled with bad luck. She briefly looks over her past, which she picks up a picture, and we see a mini flashback of when she was a kid, and how she is finally in her own place, and it is a cacophony of bad luck events happening one after other, from her locking herself into her bathroom, getting in trouble at work. It is just a brutal onslaught of bad luck. However, she still looks after this other younger girl, named Hazel, who is also an orphan. She is yet to be picked up, and she's also hoping that to get her luck on her side. So, Sam, when feeling down on her luck, she kind of finds some place to eat and offers this cat some of her food. The cat begins to talk to her, which is where the movie, goes into that fantastical journey, and she follows him into this area. So, after spotting this little coin, her luck seems to shift from bad luck to good luck. That being when the cat leaves, leaving a coin behind. It seems to be a lucky coin. So she seems to progress, and her luck is so bad that she was anticipating bad things to happen, but when the good things happened, she was actually off-put. That is how bad she has been having it, in terms of the whole bad luck situation. However, through a clumsy way of doing it, she somehow gets her penny off of her, and she loses it in the toilet. So her bad luck is back. And the cat comes back to her, talking to her about this whole good luck thing. And she chases the cat into this portal, and she hops in after the cat. They appear in a location called the Land of the Luck. The cat, his name is Bob. So Bob and Sam are now stuck in this luck land where they're trying to get the coin back. Well, that's what she convinces him to do. He's not on board with any of this. But she gets to open up to him. She gets him to open up to her, I should put it that way. And through the process, she dresses up as a leprechaun, a giant leprechaun, and she gets away with saying that she is, I guess, based off of obvious lie, but everyone just seems to fall for it fairly easily. So, quite a few conveniences early in the movie. So, as they're progressing, he's telling her about how this whole luck world works, and they need to, again, get in tone with this coin, but they go through all these other methods of showing how luck is, well, I guess, formed in this world. We meet the CEO of this good luck company, which is a dragon, which is an interesting creature to pick. The creature seems to acknowledge Sam, which I found to be a bit of a random part of the movie. Like, she almost knew that Sam was a human or something, but later on she seems surprised, question mark. So, they explain, or Bob does, that luck is indeed random, although that kind of contradicts the beginning of the movie a little bit, doesn't it? It almost seems like her bad luck seems very honed in on her, and I don't know, it almost would seem indicative that based off of the only information we have is that it doesn't seem randomized to her. Or maybe that once it picks someone, it just stays on somebody, but that does seem, I don't know, naturally or unnaturally unfair. So, I do feel like the movie does a little bit of harm with its explanations of how this different world of luck works. But they are sent up to these lucky bunnies, and they're still trying to get the coin. Bob is using these controls. They're like going through this whole thing. Sam is being a distraction, so she sings to the bunnies. And so they meet with their other friend that they make along the way named Jerry. So he's like a little lucky leprechaun among the other lucky ones. About the missing penny. But to do more shenanigans, they get sent back. Not back, but they get sent to the bad luck zone where other creatures like, I think it was like ogres, or not ogres, but something along those lines, like some sort of more monstrous like creatures were like honed in on the bad luck side of things. So, this is where they meet Jeff the unicorn. Now, Jeff is on the bad luck side, which, again, a bizarre pick for bad luck, a unicorn equaling bad luck. I've never heard reference to why they would pick a unicorn, but it seems to be like their story, or his story specifically, is that he fell in love with the dragon, and the dragon in turn fell in love with him, as we'll learn later in the movie. But I don't know, it definitely does feel like they picked the two animals. Well, the dragon I do feel like could be lucky depending on what where you are in the world. I believe it's in China that dragons are lucky. So, I don't know. It's very off the, just pick an animal or a mystical animal. It feels more akin to. Anyway. So, Sam brings some bad luck with dust with her. And this is to trick the dragon as they're trying to offer the penny up as like a little, this whole process. But Bob is captured in the process because he's being the one blamed for the missing coin in the first place. So they offer the captain the penny or the coin. Through more shenanigans, they manage to turn off bad luck. However, in the process of doing it, it only seems to spread bad luck to everyone instead. Which, I don't know how that works, but okay. So Bob, who is in this bad luck area, finds a way to look on the bright side of always being one of bad luck. And we see that the cat, Bob, always hid a secondary coin in his collar, meaning that he was a bad luck cat. In fact, we get a little bit of reference to that earlier in the bad luck area where they seem to recognize Bob. But was a bad luck cat, black cats. That one seems the most obvious of the luck animals that I'm aware of. I'm not too familiar with how, what people believe in luck, but even I'm aware of black cats equaling bad luck, like how people spread that one fairly often, I guess. Anyways, so that was how Bob was able to manage that long with the whole luck thing being on his side. But as they break all of the stuff, this is where Sam reaches her low point. But with some more luck-based shenanigans, they managed to make these 3 stones, like 2 good ones and 1 bad luck stone, and the dragon proposes that they only use the 2 good luck stones, but Sam realizes that that probably wouldn't solve anything, so she brushes over and convinces the dragon that that we need both bad luck and good luck, because sometimes when a bad luck event happens, as perceived from learning from the unicorn, something good may very well come from it, is sort of the idea that they're trying to go for. So they manage to turn the device back on when they insert both the proper stones. Hazel is picked up and adopted, we see that over the screen, and Bob goes with Sam to be with her forever family, as they call it in the movie. And 1 year passes, and after 1 year, Sam somehow becomes a manager of a store. I'm pretty sure that's not how that works, but okay. But Bob gets a new phone, and I guess people who are familiar with Sam know that Bob is a talking cat, and they're totally chill with that. And that is essentially the end of the movie Luck. So, overall, I would say there are some interesting things about this movie. However, I do feel like there are quite a few conveniences and contrivances about both the world building and just how to get us to the end of the movie. Now, I do kind of like the idea of like this whole shtick about how in a bad luck scenario, like you can find that sliver of good luck or vice versa. I do kind of end like the main theme, if I may go down that route, of the movie. But I do feel like, again, there are some things in this movie that just are a little bit off. Like, again, Sam having that targeted bad luck. It does seem like that is a bit odd when later on in the movie they explain how luck is random. If luck is truly random, then surely that wouldn't be permanently placed on one human for such a long period of time, or even within a long session, like, even if that were a day. Like, surely it would just be maybe like one bad thing, or maybe like a few bad things, but it seems her bad luck is consistent even after we see her later on in the movie. Like, the last event that happens in the movie shows her, like, placing stuff in a bag, and then she holds up the bag, and the bag rips. Like, it's a very, very small, minor bad luck event, but it is in line with she's right back where she started in terms of this whole luck thing. It feels like it's right back to targeting her rather than, again, it being random. So, again, I do feel like some of the consequences of explaining how luck works does kind of mess with what we are seeing about luck and how it is perceived in this world anyway. But yeah, I do think that the whole love story, as awkward as it is between a unicorn and a dragon who broke off or whatever, does seem to hint a little bit of that whole a bad situation, or like bad luck can lead to good luck. Like, that is apparently how they found each other, based off of like how Sam puts it to them, so that they can see that, or the dragon can see that that's how that actually came to be. And of course, the whole ideal of believing in luck in the first place. You know, it's very easy to fall into the idea of believing in luck, or unluck, or bad luck, based off of just how many events in your life feel like they can be that way. So I do feel like this movie can connect to quite a bit of people. So I would have hoped to have seen a little bit more juice in that writing department of like the world building and you know, making sure to avoid things like saying luck is random, but precede that, and after seeding that, showing that bad luck seems to persist with this one character. It seems inconsistent with what you're trying to say about luck. Otherwise, I think this movie is pretty decent. I would probably give this movie, if I were to be as objective as possible, probably like a 5 or a 6 out of 10. Somewhere around that range. I do feel like, again, there are just a few too many conveniences, and, you know, I know that someone could just excuse that the convenience is based off of the luck or whatever, but again, I'm trying to be as objective as possible here, so I'm being fair and saying that I think that it would probably land still in that 5 or 6 range. Probably sliding a little bit closer to 6, but you know. At any rate, that is my full review of Luck, and if you ended up enjoying it, then please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Also make sure to check out those links in the description One will head you over to my petition to help smaller YouTubers. Second and third will head you over to my Patreon and PayPal, where you can help support me and my channel. And fourth, to my Discord server, where you can find other smaller YouTubers or other YouTubers in general to help collab and do other stuff and communicate. And until next time, everyone, bye-bye!